हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, आज हम लोग आपका चैप्टर नंबर जो 9 है, चैप्टर नंबर 9 के इलस्ट्रेशंस हम लोग करेंगे। ठीक है, तो मेरे पास ये टेक्स्ट बुक है, उसमें पेज नंबर 236, पेज नंबर 236 से एग्जाम्पल नंबर 9.1 दिया हुआ है। एग्जाम्पल नंबर 9.1, a structural steel rod has radius of 10 mm and the length of 1 meter. A 100 kN force stretches it along its length. Calculate stress, elongation and strain on the rod. Young's modulus of the structural steel is 2 × 10⁻11 Newton per meter square. So ये वाला हमारे पास फॉर एग्जाम्पल यहाँ पर जो है एक स्ट्रक्चरल रोड है जिसकी रेडियस हमें दी हुई है, रेडियस इज गिवन एंड लेंथ इज आल्सो गिवन एंड वी आर अप्लाइंग अ फोर्स ऑफ 100 kN. We are applying a force of 100 kN to elongate it. Okay, so the radius is given here as 10 mm. So r is equal to 10 × 10⁻³ meter. Millimeter is converted into meter, and the length is 1 meter. Okay, so we can say Young modulus is also given here as 2 × 10⁻11 Newton per meter square. Now they are asking us to find out the value of stress. So it is very simple. See, stress is nothing but force divided by cross-sectional area on which the force is applied. So it is 100 kilonewton. Kilo means 10⁻³ Okay, so it is 100 × 10⁻³ Newton. This kilo means 100. Okay, kilo means 10⁻³ and divided by cross-sectional area. So it is equal to pi r square. So sigma is equal to, because this cross-sectional area will be giving you pi r square. So it is 100 × 10⁻³ and pi 3.14, and here 10 × 10⁻³ whole square. 10 × 10⁻³ whole square. So sigma is equal to 10⁻⁵ divided by 3.14 into 10⁻⁴ 1 year. 10 × 10⁻³ 10⁻² का square 10⁻⁴. So in this way you can find out the stress which will have the SI unit of Newton per meter square. So ये वाला कैलकुलेशन आप कर लेना बेटा, ये वाला हो जाएगा 10⁻⁹/3.14, और इन अदर वर्ड्स 10 × 10⁸ ऐसे भी आप लिख सकते हो, है ना। तो ये वाला जो है आपके पास आ जाएगा 3.18. So sigma will be equal to, we can say 3.18 × 10⁸ Newton per meter square. So this is how you generally find the value of sigma. Then they are asking us to find out the elongation also. So how to find out elongation delta L? So now you might be aware of the fact that they had given the value of Young modulus for the structural steel. So Young modulus is equal to, we can say, sigma upon epsilon. So Young modulus into, we can say, epsilon is equal to, we can say, sigma. So epsilon is equal to sigma upon Young modulus. So epsilon is equal to delta L by L is equal to sigma upon Young modulus. So delta L upon delta L is equal to sigma. सिग्मा का वैल्यू आपने यहाँ से ढूंढ लिया, देखिए ये वाला है ना। तो ये वाला हो जाएगा आपके पास 3.18 × 10⁸, और यहाँ से आप देखोगे डिवाइडेड बाय Young modulus 2 × 10⁻11, and the value of length, it is 1 meter. So find out the value of delta by yourself. This much meter will be the elongation. तो elongation अगर आप देखोगे तो ये वाला आपके पास आ जाएगा, यस आपको दिख रहा है, तो ये वाला आपके पास जो है आ जाएगा, it is 1.59, it is 1.59 × 10⁻³ meter. Okay, so this is how you generally find out the elongation. And now they are asking us to find out the strain also. So how to find out the strain? Strain is nothing but it is delta L by L. So 1.59 into 10 raised to minus 3 divided by 1, which will give you 1.59 into 10 raised to minus 3 will be the strain. Okay. So what we did here, we simply found out the value of sigma, that is stress. We found out the value of elongation, that is delta L, and we found out the value of epsilon, that is strain. Okay. So now the next point or the next illustration number 9.2. So in illustration number 9.2, it says a copper wire of length 2.2 meter and the steel wire of length 1.6 meter, both of diameter 3 millimeter, are connected end to end. When stretched by a load, the net elongation is found to be 0.7 millimeter. Obtain the load applied. See here, you are having the copper wire of length. It is 2.2 meter. It is 2.2 meter, and this is copper wire. This is copper wire and steel wire. This is your steel wire, and it is given the length of 1.6 meter. So let us say this is 1.6 meter. Okay, 1.6 meter. Both of diameter 3 millimeter. That means diameter here given here as diameter is 3 into 10 raised to minus 3 millimeter. Should be converted into meter. Are connected end to end. The net elongation found, that is delta L, is 0.70 into 10 raised to minus 3. Total elongation. Now they are asking us to find out the total load applied. Now this much information is not sufficient. Okay, because you are given the length. Let us say this is our object number 1, this is our object number 2. So they have given us length of object number 1, length of object number 2, and total elongation and the diameter. But you cannot do this unless and until you have got the value of Young modulus of copper and Young modulus of steel. So we will find out Young modulus of copper. Okay, how can we find it out? It is given on page number 235 in table 9.1 on the big page. So यहाँ पर Young modulus of copper is given here as 120 into 10 raised to 9 Newton per meter square, and Young modulus of the steel, it is given here as 200 into 10 raised to 9 Newton per meter square. So Young modulus of the steel is given here as 200 into 10 raised to 9 Newton per meter square. So these two are given, Young modulus of copper and Young modulus of steel. So what can be done here? Listen here. Now we know this formula. Which formula? That is delta L, total elongation is equal to, we can say, delta L1 plus delta L2. Let us say this is our equation number 1. What did we do here? We simply took the total elongation, which is 0.7 millimeter, to be elongation of object number 1 plus elongation of object number 2. Okay. Now Young modulus is given here as sigma upon epsilon. Okay. So Young modulus is equal to sigma. Sigma is equal to F upon A into delta L by L. Okay. So here we can say Young modulus is equal to F by A into delta L divided by, we can say, L. So delta L is equal to F say this is our equation number 2. What did we do here? We simply took the help of the relation, that is Young modulus is equal to sigma upon epsilon. So y is equal to f upon a into delta L by L. So y is equal to f into L upon a into delta L. So delta L comes out to be, we can say f L upon a y. Now here delta L1, that is elongation of number 1, f upon a into L1 upon y1, we will write like this, and delta L2 can be written here as f upon a into L2 by y. Okay, let us say this is our equation number 3. Now from these three equations, from equation number 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3. Okay, now delta L is equal to delta L1. See, here it will be equal to f upon a into, we can say, L1 upon y1 plus f upon a into, we can say, L2 upon y2. So delta L, which is given as number 0.7 into 10 raised to minus 3, is equal to f upon a into, we can say, L1 upon y1 plus, we can say, L2 upon y2. We are only here to find out the value of f. We will have to find out the value of a. Rest of the thing is given. So here 0.70 into 10 raised to minus 3. F is unknown to us. This will be equal to pi r square. Now L1 is 2.2. Yeah, and here it is 120 into 10 raised to 9. Okay. Plus, we can say L2 is 1.6, and here it is 200 into 10 raised to 9. Okay, so we can say here that 0.70 into 10 raised to minus 3 into, we can say, pi r square is equal to f. यहाँ पर कितना हो गया 2.2 into upon 2 into 10 raised to 11, and here 1.6 into 2 into 10 raised to 11. I'm sorry, it will be 1.2, not 2, but it will be equal to, we can say, 1.2 into 10 raised to 11. Okay, so further calculation will give us 0.70 into 10 raised to minus 3 into 3.14 into r 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 3 whole square into, we can say, f, and you will have to do the simplification of this two. What you will have to do? Divide 2.2 by 1.2. 2.2 को 1.2 से डिवाइड कीजिए, and 10 raised to minus 11 must be there. ये दोनों का डिवीजन कीजिए. This will be 0.8 into 10 raised to minus 11 will be there. Now find out the value of f by yourself, that is by multiplying and dividing all the things. So this is how we can generally do example number 9.2. So this is the example number 9.2 in which the diameter is given. If the diameter is given, then you must be writing this radius is 1.5 into 10 raised to minus 2. So delta L is equal to delta L1 plus delta L2. So y is equal to sigma upon epsilon. So f upon a into delta L by L. So y is equal to f into L upon a into delta L. So delta L is equal to f L upon a. Now delta L1 and delta L2 from equation number 1, 2 and 3. So delta L is equal to f upon a into, we can say, L1 upon y1 plus L2 upon y2. So put the value of f, all the things except f, and find out the value of f. Now, question number, example number 9.2. So what you will have to do? You will have to make the note of it. And now we are moving to the example number 9.3. So, in example number 9.3, it is saying that in a human pyramid, now you will have to pay attention to your textbook, and in this textbook it is given a human pyramid. You will have to look at the photograph. In a human pyramid, in a circus, the entire weight of balanced group is supported by the legs of performer who is lying on his back, as shown in the figure. The combined mass of all the persons performing the act, and the tables and the plates, etc. involved is 280 kg. The mass of the performer on his back at the bottom of the pyramid is 60 kg. Each thigh bone or femur of this performer has a length of 50 cm and effective radius is 2 cm. Determine the amount by which the thigh bone gets compressed under the extra load. So you are given total mass of all the performer. You are given total mass of all the performers is equal to 80 kg. It is given, and mass of the person at the bottom, or mass of the performer which is performing, or which is which is performer who is lying on his back, and the mass of the performer who is lying on his back is 60 kg. So mass to be lifted by femur of the performer who is lying on his back is 280 minus 60. So it is going to be 220 kg. It is going to be 220 kg. Okay. Now they are asking us to find out the compression. But see, whenever you want to find out the compression, that means Young modulus of the bone should be there. It is compressive, and it is given here is 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton per meter square. It is the Young modulus of the bone. Okay. Now we can say the effective length is 50 cm. That is length of the femur is 50 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter, and effective radius is 2 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter. Okay. Now they are asking us to find out the value of compression. So what can be done here? That is y is equal to sigma upon epsilon. So y is equal to F by A into delta L by L. So y into delta L by L is equal to F by A. So here delta L must be written here as Fl upon A. Now put all the values, that is delta L is equal to F. F must be written here as mg. In place of F must be written here as mg. And here 50 into 10 raised to minus 2. Now A must be pi r square into, we can say, y. So here we can say delta L is m. M is 220 into g, 10 raised to 10 into 50 into 10 raised to minus 2 upon pi 3.14, and value of r is 2 into 10 raised to minus 2 whole square into y 9 into 10 raised to 9. So you find it out, this much meter will be the compression. This much will be the compression. So here we have finished example number 9.3. And the next, what we did here, we simply took the total mass of all the performers, which is given here as 280. Mass of the performer, which is lying on his back, is 60 kilograms. So total mass to be lifted by the femur of the performer is 220. Young modulus of the bone, it is given on the back page. It is not given in the question, but you will have to turn the page back and you will find out that young modulus for the bone in compression, it is given here as 9 into 10 raised to 9 Newton per meter square. So L is equal to 50, R is equal to 2 into 10 raised to minus 2, and delta L is unknown to us. So Y is equal to sigma upon epsilon F upon A into delta L by L. So this delta L must be given here as mg into 50 into 10 raised to minus 2 upon pi r square. So this is how you can easily find out the value. Now, question number 9.4. Question number 9.4. A square lead slab of side 50 cm and thickness 10 cm is subjected to a shearing force on its narrow face of 9 into 10 raised to 4 meter. Lower edge is riveted to the floor. How much will the upper edge be compressed? Again, they have not given us the value of Young shear modulus. Okay, but it is given exactly on the top of this example number 9.2, and here the material is square lead. So lead is having the shear modulus of 5.6 into 10 raised to 9. So suppose now listen. Here, the application of force is 9 into 10 raised to 4. So it is 9 into 10 raised to 4 Newton per meter square. And this area that is length into breadth. So area must be calculated like this. We can say side 50 centimeter and thickness 10 centimeter. So area is equal to, we can say, 50 into 10 into 10 raised to minus 2 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter square. What we need here? Here 50 centimeter is given. So 50 into 10 raised to minus 2 will be meter. 10 into 10 raised to minus 2 will be meter. So area is equal to, you can say 500, or we can say 5 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter square. This is going to be the area. So area is 5 into 10 raised to minus 2 square. This is going to be the area. Okay. Now shear modulus, they must be given. They must give us the value of shear modulus. So it is 5.6 into 10 raised to 9 Newton per meter square. Where have you brought it from? From the table which is about this question. Example number 9.2. 9.4 के ऊपर टेबल नंबर जो 9.2 है उसी को दिया हुआ है. Now they are asking us to find out the value of we can say here. So delta I. That means they are asking us to find out the value of delta I. अब यहाँ पर हमको L कितना मिलेगा? So L must be equal to, we can say 50 into 10 raised to minus 2 meter will be the value of L. Now shear modulus is again shear stress upon shear strain. So ये वाला कितना हो गया? 5.6 into 10 raised to minus 9. 10 raised to 9. is equal to F divided by A upon delta L divided by delta L. So 5.6 into 10 raised to 9 into delta L divided by L is equal to F divided by A. So here 5.6 into 10 raised to 9 into delta L. Delta L is unknown to us. Okay. So we will have to find out this value of delta L. So make this delta L as the subject of the equation. So your force is 9 into 10 raised to 4 upon area. So area is 5 into 10 raised to minus 2. Now take this to this side. So L length is 50 into 10 raised to minus 2. 50 into 10 raised to minus 2. And here it is 5.6 into 10 raised to 9. Okay. So what we did here, we made this delta L as the subject of the equation. So further calculation will give us, that is delta L will be equal to, it will come out to be 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter. So delta L will be equal to 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 4 meter. So this is how we can easily find out the value of delta L. Now the next question, which is example number 9.5. Example number 9.5. Example number 9.5. See, the average depth of Indian Ocean is about 3000 meters. Calculate the fractional compression delta V by V of the water at the bottom of the ocean, given the bulk modulus of the ocean of the water is 2.2 into 10 raised to 9 Newton per meter square. Now they are giving us the value of B here as 2.2 into 10 raised to 9 Newton per meter square, bulk modulus. Okay. Now fractional compression delta V by V. Now listen here. Suppose this is the ocean. Okay. And the height of the ocean is equal to, we can say, h. Okay. And we can say here that the pressure, that means we must, bulk modulus is nothing but F by A upon delta V by V. So bulk modulus is given here is, it is actually stress, volume stress divided by volume strain. Volume strain. So bulk modulus is equal to F by A divided by, we can say here, delta P by P. Is delta V by V. But here the force of the water divided by this cross-sectional area will be giving you the pressure. In case of bulk modulus, you can take this stress equal to pressure in this. Applied force divided by cross-sectional area, you can take this as pressure. So pressure into delta V by V. Now this pressure, that is F, pressure is equal to F divided by, we can say, A. Okay. So here pressure is equal to F. F is equal to, we can say, mg. Here total mass of this divided by A. Okay. So here pressure is equal to M. M is equal to density into volume into, we can say, G divided by area. So pressure is equal to rho, and in place of V we can write cross-sectional area. This much cross-sectional area A divided, multiplied by H in place of, and here it is A. So this A and A will get cancelled. So pressure comes out to be, we can say, H rho. Okay. So F upon A, or we can say pressure, it will be equal to, we can say, H rho. Now they are asking us to find out this delta V by V. So what we will do here, we will take this delta V by V as the subject of the equation. This is going to be P by V. So delta V by V is equal to pressure. Pressure is H rho G divided by V. So here delta V by V is equal to H. The value of H is given here as 3000 meter. Rho, density of the water. Density of the water is not given. And here, let us take 1000 density of water. It is 1000 kilogram per meter cube and this D. And divided by B. So B is having the value of 2.2 into 10 raised to 9. So this delta V by V is equal to whatever it comes, it may be coming as 1.36 into 10 raised to minus 2 Newton per meter square. So this is going to be your delta V by V. That is, this is going to be the fractional compression. Now one more thing I want to mention, that see here bulk modulus is given. Now here we can say 1 upon B, that is reciprocal of this bulk modulus, is known as compressibility. It is known as compressibility. You must keep this in mind, that 1 upon reciprocal of the bulk modulus is known as compressibility. Okay, so this is big how we complicate all your illustrations. Now we will move to exercise. Okay. Now in this exercise, which is given here as on page number 242, exercise is given on page number 242. Okay, so question number 9.1, exercise. Question number 9.1. Now, in question number 9.1, it is saying a steel wire of length 4.7 meter and cross-sectional area 3 into 10 raised to minus 5 meter square stretches by the same amount as the copper wire of the length 3.5 meter and cross-sectional area 4 into 10 raised to minus 5 meter square under the given load. What is the ratio of Young moduli of steel to that of the copper? That means they had given us two wires. Now let us see. This is copper wire and this is another wire of steel. Here it is steel and here it is copper. Let us say the length of this is L1 and the radius of this is going to be R1. Here it is L2 and here it is R2. Here it is R2. Okay. Now they have given here us, that is L1 is equal to 4.7 and cross-sectional area A1 is 3 into 10 raised to minus 5 meter square and L2 is 3.5 meter and cross-sectional area 4 into 10 raised to minus 5 meter square. Okay. What is the ratio of Young modulus of steel to that of the copper? So now suppose the force applied here is F and the force applied here is also going to be F. So we can say Young modulus is given here as sigma upon epsilon. So Y is equal to F divided by A upon epsilon, which is going to be delta L by L. Okay. So they are asking us to find out Y1 upon Y2. Okay. So let us say y1 is equal to f divided by a1 upon delta L upon L1. Somebody may say, why don't you write delta L1? Because they have given yes, that is delta L1 is equal to delta L2. It is given. See your question. A steel wire of length 4.7 meter and cross-sectional area 3 point into 10 to minus 5 meter square stretched by the same amount. Stretched by the same amount. That is, they have given here is delta L1 is equal to delta L2. Let us say it is going to be delta L. And y2 is equal to f divided by A2 upon delta L2 divided by L2. Now, y1 upon y2 is equal to f divided by a1 into L1 divided by delta L1. Here is f divided by a2 into delta L2. That is, here it is L2 divided by delta L2. Okay. Now delta L1 and delta L2 both are same. F and F both are same. So y1 upon y2 will be equal. How much it will be? L1 A2. So it is L1 into we can say A2 divided by L2 into we can say A1. L2 into we can say A1. So y1 upon y2, you are given the value of L2. L1 is 4.7 and A2 4 into 10 raised to minus 5 divided by L2. L2 is 3.5 and here A1 is 3 into 10 raised to minus 5. So y1 upon y2 you will find it out by yourself. So this is going to be, you can say, y1 upon y2. So this is how you find out the value of y1 upon y2. So what did we do here? See, delta L1 and delta L2 is given as same because they have given us that these two wires are stretched by the same amount. L1 is given, A1 is given, L2 is given and A2 is given. So Young modulus is equal to sigma upon epsilon. So y1 and y2. You can see that here y1 upon y2 comes out to be, we can see this. Okay. Now question number 9.1. Make your notes here. Say. Question number 9.2. Figure 9.11 shows the stress strain of for the given material. What are the Young modulus and approximate yield strain for this material? So in question number 9.2, you are given a graph like this. You are given a graph like this. This is your graph. And now they are asking us to find out what is the Young modulus. That is, what is the Young modulus for this and what is the yield strength for this material. That is, what is the yield strength. For this material. Okay. So here we can say this is going to be your stress and this is going to be your strain. You pick up any point. That means here I will take this point which shows us 150 Newton per meter stress and this will be equal to 0.02 will be your strain. Okay. So we can say here that is sigma, that is Young modulus is equal to sigma upon epsilon. So Young modulus is equal to 150 divided by 0.02. But here strain is given here as stress is given into 10 raised to 6. Here stress into 10 raised to 6 is given. So what can be done here? Here if you divide it by 2, so it will be equal to 75. And these two zeros will be there. So 0, 0 into 10 raised to 6. So here Young modulus will be equal to 7.500 into 10 raised to 9 Newton per meter square. This is going to be the Young modulus. And what will be the yield strength? Here this point will give you the yield strength. This point, here the proportionality constant or proportionality stops. So yield strength is given here as 300 into 10 raised to 6. From the graph itself, that it suggests that it is going to be 300 Newton per meter square. So what we did here, we simply took this stress and this strain and divided stress by strain, है ना? तो ये वाला हमारे पास क्या हो गया? तो ये वाला हमारे पास हो गया 7.5 into 10⁹ Newton per meter square will be the Young modulus for this particular material, and yield strength is 300 into 10⁶. Okay, Newton per meter square. Newton per meter square will be the yield strength. Okay. Now example number 9.3 here. In example number 9.3, what you are given, listen, the stress strain graph for material A and material B are shown. So let me draw the two graphs. Like this is stress, and here you will be given strain. Here also this is stress, and here it is strain. Now the first graph is like this, and the second graph is like this. Now two graphs are given. This is material A and this is material B. Which of the material has greater Young modulus? Which of the material has greater Young modulus? Look, the slope of this graph is more than this graph. So we can say slope of graph A, you can easily notice in your, you can easily notice this in your textbook. So slope of graph A is more than slope of graph B. So we can say here that the material A has greater Young modulus than B. So A has greater Young modulus than B. This is going to be the first answer. And second answer, which of two is stronger material? So obviously listen, here we can say breaking point is at this particular point, and here this material is ductile and this material is brittle. Because listen, here this is yield point, B is, this point is yield point, this is yield point, and this is also, we can say this is going to be your yield point. Okay, and this is ductile. So this yield point, this is ductile material and this is brittle material. So if you consider ductile material to be more strong, then the material A is more strong. Let me. Just a minute. This is ductile, stronger material. But if you see, which of the following, which of the two stronger material? But in which sense you are saying stronger? See, if you are saying ductile to be more strong, then obviously A is ductile. But if you say the brittle material, listen, here the yield strength like this, and यहाँ से यहाँ तक उसकी yield strength आती है, तो yield strength तो B की ज़्यादा है, ठीक है? So yield strength comparison में ये B material ज़्यादा होगा. Let us say A is more ductile. Okay. Now question number 9.4. Read the following two statements below carefully and state with reasons if it is true or false. The Young modulus of rubber is greater than that of the steel. No. Young modulus of rubber is greater than that of the steel. But it is totally incorrect statement. 9.4. The stretching of coil is determined by its shear modulus. Let us see that Young modulus of rubber is greater than. See, in rubber in question number we can say 9.4, in rubber stress, if you apply a little stress then strain will be more, that means sigma upon epsilon will be we can say less, है ना. तो यंग मॉड्यूलस इज लेस. यंग मॉड्यूलस के अंदर आप क्या करोगे, थोड़ा सा भी अगर आप स्ट्रेस दोगे ना तो उसके अंदर स्ट्रेन बहुत ज्यादा, वो ज्यादा खींच जाएगा एज कंपेयर टू दैट ऑफ द स्टील, है ना. तो यहाँ पर अगर आप देखोगे तो यहाँ पर स्टील में तो आपको ज्यादा स्ट्रेस डेवलप करनी पड़ेगी तभी वो इलोंगेशन होगा. तो यंग मॉड्यूलस ऑफ द वी कैन से यंग मॉड्यूलस ऑफ रबर इज ग्रेटर देन दैट ऑफ द स्टील, व्हिच इज टोटली इनकरेक्ट. क्योंकि रबर जो है ना वो अगर आप देखोगे ना तो उसके अंदर थोड़ी सी वो इलास्टिक मटेरियल है, उसके अंदर थोड़ा सा भी आप स्ट्रेस डेवलप करोगे ना तो बहुत ज्यादा खींच जाएगा. तो यहाँ पर सिग्मा अपॉन एप्सिलॉन विल बी इक्वल टू वी कैन से लेस. फिर द स्ट्रेचिंग ऑफ कॉइल इज डिटरमाइंड बाय इट्स शियर मॉड्यूलस. ऑब्वियसली वी कैन से G इज इक्वल टू वी कैन से सिग्मा अपॉन एप्सिलॉन, बट दिस एप्सिलॉन इनटू सिग्मा इज इक्वल टू वी कैन से G. G into epsilon is equal to we can say sigma. So ये वाला जो है आपके पास क्या होगा, G into we can say delta L by L is equal to we can say sigma. So ये वाला जो है delta L upon L. In case of coil, ये coil जो है यहाँ पर ये coil ऐसे हो जाएगी. So यहाँ पर अगर ये coil ऐसे हुई तो this statement gives you that the stretching of the coil is determined by its shear modulus. This is also the correct one. Okay, so this is how we generally find out the value of, or we can say find out the answers of this. Okay, so आज हम लोग इतना ही रखते हैं बेटा, बाकी का हम लोग नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में देखेंगे.